Welcome to Utopia, favored ones. Come on in and take a seat at the round table, and we'll get right into your reading. I am Kymmy, and today's topic is a bit heavier. It seems that some of my collectives are going through the thick of it. I was hearing a Simple Plan song to be uh, to be hurt, to feel lost, to be left out in the dark, to be kicked when you're down, to feel like you've been pushed around, to be on the edge of breaking down. No one's there to save you. No, you don't know what it's like. Welcome to my life. So some of you may be sitting into this energy of like, why me? Like, something's gotta give. Like, and Spirit wants to reply back to that energy with like, one, nothing wrong with you. Two, nothing's wrong with you. Three, nothing's wrong with you. And like, for real, let the bodies hit the floor. Some of you might have been down about a recent rap battle that you went through, or and stuff like that, where or just a lot of series of unfortunate events that have seemed to come one after another. Like if you're waiting for the other foot to drop, which I mentioned in the other reading that I just did before this about putting the end in Enchanted, a lot of you may be in this energy, and Spirit wants to remind you, like throughout history, and if you read the good book, there's stories throughout that are symbolisms, and where you can take those stories and find wisdoms and lessons from them, much like the Brothers Grimm does. Those stories are to inform us of the things that can go on out there in the world and things that are unexplained, and sometimes the monsters are humans, and but also are the heroes, and that's where Spirit wants you to focus on at this time. Like with Spartacus, like he was in the Colosseums as a slave, fighting for his freedom, had to create a coup, and they only got so far, and they didn't have a happy ending, but the story still lives on. And that's what Spirit wants to say. Like some of the oh, did you hear the train? Yes. uh like with Alexander, I love that extra confirmation. Yeah, Spirit wants you to toot your own horn. uh some of you may be truckers or work on the train station, in the train yard, or just into transportation, and or you have your own shop that you transport and deliver and put out orders, such as merch or jewelry. You may have not had a good sale at your last market, or you're not meeting what you have set for yourself as a quota, or as you've set the bar, is what I'm hearing, is that you've set a certain bar of where you're supposed to be at this time, and Spirit wants you to know that you have that fighter spirit. Don't give up. You're a spiritual warrior. You were made for this. Even, throughout history, most of the name Anonymous meant that it was like a woman that created that. So a lot of us may not go down with our name being remembered, but your story will be remembered, is what I'm hearing. So like, your legacy is what people are going to remember you for, instead of that one little mistake that where when you're in it, I know it feels like the end of the world. I truly understand that, especially when you're dealing with upgrading or moving up a rank. Like maybe you skipped a couple of ranks, and you like it leveled out, like if you're playing video games and such. But it's like reminding me of Alexander the Great. You know, he's considered Alexander the Great. He conquered. He was a force to be reckoned with. But they also put in the history books that his lover was his roommate and his commander, which he probably was a commander, but he was his lover. That was his husband. They slept together. They were everything to each other. So, like, you gotta get comfortable with everyone not knowing your full story. And if you can't get comfortable with that, Spirit's saying then you need to start getting comfortable with telling your story. You know, because right now you're at an impasse of, are you able to discuss those things or are you not ready yet? And it's okay to not be ready to discuss those things, but make sure you're processing them. Spirit is saying keep to your script. So some of you could be scribes. You could be starting to write down things, like maybe, like if you are into battle rap, then you could be on the ones that written battle bars, compared to off the dome battle raps of freestyling. Both has a bit of freestyle, so I'm not gonna say that it's not, but off the dome, like right there on the spot, which is the difference. I'm not gonna info dump about rap. But that's what it is the Spirit wants to remind you. 654. Yeah, it's counting down. Spirit isn't overlooking you. You don't go unnoticed. Your achievements and accolades, even if you aren't one to celebrate yourself, just because you're like, I'm not saying you don't do a humble brag every now and then, because you deserve it first and foremost. Yes, you deserve to be proud of yourself for how much that has been put into your life to remove and overcome. I don't remember who it was by, but I think it's a Christian song. You may live in a Christian belt or were grown up very religious, because but regardless, the message applies to everyone. Is you're an overcomer. Stay in the fight till the final round. I'm not gonna actually sing, but like it's because it's unnecessary. I'm saving my voice. Stay in the fight till the final round. Yeah, maybe you have one good round when you're writing, and then your round 2 and round 3s aren't as strong. I don't know why I'm heavily getting into battle rap right now, but I've apply it to your life. Like maybe you're really energetic and give it your all during the start of the week. And then by the end of the week, you're like burnt out because you've overextended yourself, or just these things that a lot of, I'm seeing that you're putting the burden down. You are learning to delegate, finding a successor or getting yourself a secretary or a manager if you're in music and producing, or having someone who runs your social media pages for you. Maybe you're at that stage now. And that's what's causing you to feel like, oh, there's always something to do. I gotta post. I gotta do this. I gotta write bars. I gotta write more songs. I gotta take care of my pets and familiars. Just every day of balancing between, especially if you're someone who has a 9 to 5 style job, then and combining it with being an entrepreneur, a creator, an artist. It's no easy feat, and I am inspired and motivated by all of those who do it. I'm like, top notch, especially those who know how to incorporate rest as well. Ooh, that's stuff that cranks my shaft, as Eugene would say. Uh, maybe you're into The Walking Dead, or I'm hearing that you enjoy COD, Modern Warfare, zombie survival, or you. I'm hearing that you're moving on from the mindset. It's like right there, it's on the precipice of it's unlocking that power level for you. So you're on the precipice of unlocking the next power level, and I feel like that's going to change your mindset between 144 on the clock. Yeah, yeah, Starseeds. It's unlocking your stardom first and foremost, and second, it's going to unlock the mindset of moving from the survival instincts into thriving peace and like thriving stability, which is nice. And like, don't let and you're not going to allow certain outside opinions and societal norms, ooh, confirmation, dictate. They're not going to allow it to dictate spirits. My dirty mind. Either way, yeah, you're not gonna allow people to like. Maybe you're gonna leave that fuckboy energy alone that you're not supposed to be playing around with. Especially with Venus retrograde. Well, during this time, it's a timeless reading. Um, Whenever you're meant to see it, you're meant to see it, and I'm happy to deliver the message. But with it coming along, you're no longer dealing with, energy that you're not supposed to. You're leaving behind the energy where you're going to accept any kind of behavior and just roll over and be a doormat. You're not a doormat. You're not allowing others to push you around. Uh, you're learning you'll be learning how to, well, block and weave, if you're dealing and learning your opponent. You're learning what you need to know ahead of time. If you're going to a certain research or like um, retreat or something like that, I see you looking into it, making more calculations, and deciding where you want to go. Like if you're starting a business, you'll take a business class or course. If you don't want to delve into like deeply, if you don't want to delve deeply into owning a business building, which is more like why you would need your master's, you may be going after your master's uh, for a bachelor of business, or you're just a bachelor. I'm seeing maybe you're a single parent and you're a catch. Don't think that you're not favored ones, okay? You're a catch. I see here that you may be discouraged at this time, and you're not allowing what is it not you is not deserving of you. Jeez, I was saying you don't deserve that treatment. You don't. You really don't. Whatever you have been dealing with, it's 12:12 p.m. right now on the 21st. So you could be seeing mirroring numbers. You could find someone who is the true mirror of you that you can thrive with. Someone who's going to push you to be better, whether this is intimate or a business partner or just a community that you really feel at home with, like Hercules. Like you would go most anywhere to feel like you belong, and you do belong. I'm feeling like a lot of energy where you do belong. You're bringing in people that will respect you because you're respecting yourself and your own boundaries. And when you take action, you can expect a reaction, which is the reward. You reap the rewards. You reap what you sow. Some of you may be into fashion and like tailoring. Ooh. I like that. or you're, even if you're not, then so I'm seeing someone's getting their pantses hemmed up properly, or fixing up, like, so that your clothes match yourself, because I feel like you may think you're clumsy, but your clothes may be catching on things, which is, I don't think that's really clumsy. I just think that's spatial awareness. And it's hard to be spatially aware of you when that is not you. That's your clothes. Uh, and if they're like, if your clothes are too long for you, I know this personally myself, it can get in the way. You can get sloshing. It's like a bike tire going over top of like a puddle, and then all of a sudden you got water all up your back. It's Give yourself some grace. Um, Maybe you're learning how to do that. You're hemming up your kids' pants to make it easier for them. Uh, because you know how fast they're growing, so you buy clothes that are a bit longer on them, especially if they're going through a growth spurt and you may not have as much money. You're learning how to hem the pants eat pant. Bart Simpson, some bratty energy in the collective. Little bad boy right on the yeah, maybe you're writing your lines down and to memorize them. Maybe you're feeling a bit down because you are having a bit of problems memorizing your lines. If you have equipment, or like a recording app on your phone, you could like record your lines so they can play to you when you're around, kids, or like people on the bus. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know your life. But I do know that if you hem up the pants and then you can take them down as they grow, that's a pro tip. Sure, yeah, it looks a bit weird if the hem's not done properly, if it's not folded, but like it can be done. I know it. Or the tearaway pants. You might like those ones that turn into shorts. You might need that when it's like sunny in the morning and cold in the afternoon. Uh, but yeah, Spirit just wants to remind you that even like even they even tell you all stories come from somewhere, and they are meant to give you a like wisdom. You're meant to be granted wisdom, and I feel like as you share your story when you're ready, and you may never feel ready, and you might only share bits and pieces at a time, and some of them might be only for you, and it might be only for you, and that's okay. You're allowed to keep parts of yourself that you don't want to share with others. That is okay. You're allowed. You're valid, okay? Because that's you. That's you. You're allowed to have your own personal inside jokes with yourself. You don't have to share everything. But yeah, your story is going to be remembered. It brings value. It brings wisdom. A person who learns the lessons for I forget what the saying is. Why? How am I supposed to say the saying when I only remember the ending? Um, you want to know what? In the end, we all win. That's it. That's not what I wanted to say, but that's what I was gonna say because I'm cheeky and bratty. And Bart Simpson, yeah. So with the pants, yes, I get that. Whew. Um, it's exciting, but when you're bringing something to the table, which you are the table. You bring so much of yourself to others that when these things come one after another. Yes, there we go. Thank you. It's just gonna talk things again until I remembered. But yeah, as they throw one thing after another, you may notice that along the way you have created people who truly want to be there for you. If you haven't created that yet, I'm seeing it as coming in, and not to give up on yourself and to keep that love part of your heart open. And like, I don't want to use an example, but stirring it did come up like the Christians. like taking down Goliath, you know, taking down that giant, your fear, your inner critic, your any of those um, ego based shadow work, you know, energies that come about, they all have that one soft spot, that one point that can be taken out right away. And that's to remind yourself that it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel that. And they really don't know what to do. Be like, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that obviously I have something that's just not sitting right within me, and I'll look into it. And like thanking yourself for, you know, having the nervous system. And if we didn't have these emotions to go through, then we wouldn't know what to transmute. We wouldn't know when we were upset. I've definitely had a time where I went through that, where you don't want to be disassociating or depersonalizing, uh, and you can come back from that and you can heal. And over time, not saying that I'm a doctor, still go to the doctor, still go through all of it, but I'm seeing here that you are doing the work. You are getting therapy, life coaching, uh, doing the exercises, you're using the tools. And sometimes when you're crafting, it's messy and it doesn't look like what the final project is going to be. So spirit's really asking you to trust the process on this one, and they're realizing that yeah, you are in a bit of a pickle, and but you'll be just fine. You were meant to last, okay? And you're only getting better with age, is what I'm hearing as well. Some of you may have felt like you missed your exit, but Spirit's saying you can learn something new every single day, and it takes 21 days to create a new habit. You are not out of time. To be an expert, no one needs to be an expert in absolutely anything, my loves, but you just might have a natural talent for it. And if not, you might be a quick study. Who knows, right? Absolutely. I believe in you. Let me know what's going on down below of what you're learning if you feel comfortable, because that sounds so exciting. I love learning. I really do. Like, I feel like you're learning on your own accord, is what Spirit's saying. Is in the past, you may not have had the tools that was necessary, or you may have got a diagnosis later in life, or just things didn't pan out the way you thought. Like, Pan could be an important deity for you, could be working with the forest spirits as well. Um, yeah, or you just have a very grounding energy that you're not using at this time. Spirit's saying you have a very gifted grounding energy, and if you take a moment from the distractions, put down the phone, yes, I am guilty too, and just take a moment to sit in the things that you feel accomplished by. And if you don't feel accomplished by anything, then just sit with that for a moment. You know, I'm not gonna feed you sugarcoating. I'm blunt, unfortunately, sometimes too. Like, um, it's to sit with that. See why you feel that way, because you don't deserve to feel that way. You, if anything, you wanna know what? Yeah, you're accomplished for being here today and wanting to delve deeper into your emotions, and that's a great start. So to me, that's an accomplishment. And I feel like that's one of the things you're really stepping into as well, is defining your own success. Not everyone's success looks the same. For some, it's being sober one day. For some, it's no longer having to think about the things that they were attached to. For some, it's leaving a DV situation, and for others, it's achieving being able to ride a bike or learning how to swim later in life, or, learning the things that you didn't get the opportunity to. And it's not your fault you didn't get the opportunity to when you were younger, when you had the parents, whether you didn't have the right situations. Not everyone gets a bike. And I feel like it's not too late. It's not too late, it's never too late. Yeah. Oh, if I could be serious for one moment while singing, it would be a great day. No, I'm gonna be silly. I'd rather be silly. And I think that you need a little silliness in your life, my collective, because you are at the core a silly goose. I know it. I know for sure. And you have a right to sit at the round table. You are equal. You are equal. I'm hearing, like, from Thor when he remembers he's worthy. His spirit wants me to remind you, because they've been trying to get through, and to remind you through your feed, through your music, and they want to remind you that you are worthy. To them, to the universe, you are already worth it. You were always worth it. You will always be worth it to the universe. And I didn't think I had a title, but hopefully I remember that, because it's beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. I'm worthy. And so needed. You're so wanted as well, okay? My favorite ones, like, if you haven't published a book by this time and you wanted to, you can still do that. If you want to be more flexible and you're doing little stretches every single day and doing beginner stuff, walking one block, that's success. Getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, all little successes are still success. It don't matter. It don't matter. You matter, though. You do. You do. And that's the most important thing. You are an important part of this universal family. I'm thinking of, because of universal, I'm thinking of your family and you're one of us now. Your family and you're one of us now. You know, you look like you. We think you like us too, because we're family and you're one of us now. You may enjoy Land Before Time. You're a tree star, okay? You are a tree star. And, even like when in the Bible, when they got thrown to the lions, and then he came back anyway. I think were they both named David? What was up with David's? Poor guys. It was David and Goliath, and I don't know. I don't remember. Too many books. Too many revises. But I'm hearing regardless that your battle's legendary. You are. You are quick-witted. You are a great leader. And I know you're a great leader because you worry about being a great leader or not. You're like, am I a great leader? The first off, if you're questioning yourself, you're a good leader, because no good leader questions themselves. They don't take the time to think about whether or not they're doing a good job. Therefore, how can you get better? There's always room for improvement. And if you think you've peaked, then that's it. That's Mr. Meeskies, just, like, if Rick and Morty, like, as soon as they were done the purpose of learning, then they were like, poof, disappeared. Like, we don't do that. We keep learning. We keep learning until we've done learning. And I feel like you are learning. You are. And what is it? Rescuers down under. I'm hearing like, I guess that is the Thunderbird and stuff like that. But when the bird was flying through the storm, but it was for a good reason. Like you're helping yourself and others in this grand adventure. Like at the beginning of, I don't think it was Rescuers Down Under. Mm, was it the first one? No, it was the second one because they have to fly to Australia. Yes, I do know. I know things. You know things too, okay? You may doubt yourself with your inner critic. You may have had imposter syndrome for a while, but I feel like you're showing it who's boss. You're taking them by those things by the horn, and you're like, listen here, we gonna have a problem because we have a problem. I'm gonna win, and you are winning. You are winning. You are melting that hard exterior and walls that you put up around yourself, and you're allowing people to get to know you, getting to know you, getting to know everything about you. um yeah, whenever I whistle a happy tune, then I know I'm not afraid. So The King and I, the movie, you may enjoy musicals, or you're a part of musical even. Ooh. Um, enjoy singing, and maybe you whistle to, but not at night in the woods, and in certain cultures. You won't catch me. Says my name. You don't. You saw me at night. You say my name. I don't know you. I'm sorry. I don't want to f around and find out that way. But in the movie, um, whistling a happy tune was supposed to help soothe the demons inside, and it actually scared away the dark magic that was being used. I'm pretty sure that it's a frowned upon movie nowadays with what happened in it, and I am fully aware of that. But the cartoon one, as per always, I'm pretty sure it's Disney, so pretty much all of them come from bad stories and were butchered in the remaking. But I'm seeing like you're divinely protected, like frequencies. No, it doesn't have to be whistling. I'm hearing more sound bowls and adding bells to you know. Uh, And there's still the trains. Earlier I said about tooting your own horn. Yeah, maybe what I'm hearing is that you're getting a bell. Bells can be used on motorcycles to deterrent uh, road goblins from wanting you to accelerate while driving, and they lead you towards potholes and stuff like that. No accidents. It's superstition anyway. And like for the front door, it's all superstition. It doesn't have to be witchcraft. It's superstition. There's a line, I guess, somewhere, and I don't know. I'm not sure what you would consider that. For me, myself, I consider it superstition. And for like, a bit of extra oomph to your, um, honestly, the sound of it does rise your frequency. It does give your nervous system a cool down time from hearing certain frequencies. So it is science based as well for those who are more into alchemy and chemistry. Yeah. So like I'm seeing here that you're putting on music that helps you make you feel less afraid. Put on some comedy. I know that every now and then, I know when I get into the pit of despair, uh, that I will put on, and I'll notice that my algorithm, and you shake up, you glitch the matrix and get yourself out of that algorithm of, you know, listening to songs just to make yourself feel sad at a certain point if you keep doing it. So like, you roll your eyes if you need to, 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m. Roll your eyes at it if you need to while you listen to it. By the third song, you'll be feeling more into it. Like, it's almost like when someone cracks a joke and you're in a bad mood and you don't want to smile at it, but you end up smiling at it anyway, and then you're like, you know what? Why am I seeing such a bump on the log? I probably should pull some cards too. I know this helps with being visual for my followers and for you to look at as well. Considering I'm just getting these images and songs as well. But I know I explained them pretty well. I hope you're here for the ride regardless. But 9 of Voices. Yeah, you're weaving everything together. It's like even spirit isn't perfect. And that's why in some cultures, they will leave one strand or one imperfection in their artwork because they want to agree with the co-creator that don't think that they're above the co-creator, because the creator and universe already admits that it's imperfect, and you should strive to do better, not be perfect. You should strive to be better, not for perfection, you know? And that's why it's like the spirit is always learning, and that's what it wants from you as well, is to just keep learning. And that's what I see here, from bringing all your different timelines together. You could be someone who gives past life readings, or you're just someone who's naturally talented at going through while you're dreaming, you can travel to your parallel lives, and you are bringing clarity from past traumas. Now, if you don't believe in other lives, then this is your younger years. You're bringing together the wounds and and circumstances. I was gonna say happy stances. Like, yeah, you're bringing the happy situations into it as well, and you're really bringing through. And you're like, when have I not been able to accept love because I have my own feelings and getting in my own way? What way have I not been able to accept compliments or people trusting in me because of my own inherent distrust in myself? Or what ways, like, what ways have I felt abandoned, and what ways have I abandoned myself? Like, you're looking into those details and finding the lessons and the leftover karma to sweep away, because there's good karma and bad karma, right? So you're like sweeping away and realizing that there is some good. There's some silver linings in this mosaic mural of yourself, your self mural. And you're learning that that's the hidden truth with the moon there. I'm not sure if that's actually the moon, but I think it might be a headpiece as well. Some of you may be making headpieces or have like masks as well. This also brings to image that you are taking off the mask and allowing people to get to know you more, as I talked about earlier. And you're definitely getting more sleep. Like, you may do most of your work in your sleep, so you may notice that you don't post online as much and stuff like that, because you're doing a lot of the spiritual work and cleansing away a lot of energies through your sleep, so that you don't have to work through the density as hard as you do, or while you're awake. And it also brings those clarities and extra symbolisms for you to look up online when you wake up on like dream moods and stuff like that, and find out the symbolisms, because even in psychology it says that your dreams are trying to tell you something. So I feel like a lot of you are keeping a dream journal and starting to realize the different patterns that are working as well. Or when you're going through your past lives, you may notice things that you do in certain lives to achieve certain goals that you resonate with, that you're pulled to, like such as like things that you get drawn to in this lifetime. For me, I enjoy vampires, Egyptians, fairies, and giants, like and the ocean. I really love the ocean. I love the ocean. So like that, things like that, where you would be very drawn to them. Like I went to the Space and Science Center and went to the um, astronomy exhibit and looked at the sky and the planets so many times when I was younger. It was so much. I felt so at home there. So you may feel like a call from other places as well, and you may notice, especially if you believe in star seeds and stuff like that, and you're weaving it together to create like it looks like feather and kind of like a hammock, but it also reminds me of like a tent. You're going to be very attentive with the way you're working and the way you're showing up for yourself. You're going to allow yourself to be in the clouds. The spirit's like asking you to dream big, be a little delulu so it comes true, you know. It's okay to put your head a little bit in the clouds. You may have been being more logical in the recent events, but spirit wants to remind you that you are allowed to dream big. You are allowed to have those dreams that just don't seem you don't see the steps to them, but you know in your heart, if you are called towards it, spirit's going to make it happen. And if you're taking the action, then I'm proud of you. And if you're not taking action towards it yet, then this is a little spiritual nudge and pep talk and encouragement that you can do it. And I was going to pour more cards, but I have to go, and I appreciate seeing all of you. I have a buy me coffee link below for any of those who feel called to donate towards the channel. And yeah, I'll hopefully get some new decks and stuff like that. It really helps out, especially after going through a fire a couple of years ago. I really enjoyed these decks, and to get new ones to bring in, it would be exciting. So I appreciate all of you who support my channel, and especially over 1,000 followers. I am so excited, and I'm glad that I get to share this a wonderful adventure with all of you. Remember to eat, hydrate, rest, and have fun. Bye.